Hi everyone, my name is Greg Moore, and today we're here at Wellness Quest Chiropractic, which is located within a superb athletic training facility called Aspiring Champions. Before we get started, let's just take a little walk around and show you all the facilities that are available here at Aspiring Champions. So as you're walking around, you can see there's a fantastic turf field. They actually have a full sprint track. They have every kind of athletic training device you can imagine. They also have a full setup for volleyball and basketball. And in addition, what you're not seeing, but what's also available, is full weight training and other facilities here. Today we're going to focus on a program that Wellness Quest Chiropractic developed called the Wellness Quest Chiropractic Jump Program. Hello again. Here we are again at Wellness Quest Chiropractic, and we're looking at their jump program, which is guaranteed to enhance and increase your vertical jump very, very rapidly. And the reason the program is so effective is it uses three key tools in a specific combination. The first is power plate, which is a form of whole body vibration, and we're going to be going over the details of how this technology works in general and how we use it specifically to enhance your jump. The other technology we're going to be talking about is biodensity, which is a form of isometric strength technology that's very, very, very unique, and we'll talk about that in general and then specifically how this can be used in the proper protocol to enhance your vertical jump. Last but not least is a jump cord system, and you'll see this gentleman over here with me, and you see that these stretch cords are attached around his ankles and feet, and he's going to show you briefly how this works by putting it around his neck. Go ahead and do that for me. Obviously, stand up for me, this is going to provide a lot of resistance for him. And we'll be taking a greater look at this in detail in just a couple minutes. Next, we're going to focus on the power plate. Great. So here we are again with the power plate, and we're going to get into a little more depth with the power plate. Power plate is the dominant form of whole body vibration available today. And we're going to talk about what it does, but the easiest way to understand it is first see what it does. So we're going to focus on the platform because that's where all the action takes place. So what I'm going to do here is going to set it to vibrate. As the name says, whole body vibration, that's what it does. And watch how much movement is happening. And the way you'll see that is through this ball. As you can see, that ball is moving very, very quickly. What you don't know, but I'll tell you, is that this platform is vibrating 50 times every second. And we're going to talk about why that's important, what that does, and how that relates to vertical jump, really, and how it turns the neuromuscular system on, which is so very, very, very important in jump training. In fact, it's everything. So that's what the platform does. It really is very simple. The platform is going to move up and down rapidly. There's two aspects of this movement. One is how quickly does it move. It's going to move on this particular unit anywhere from 30 to 50 times a second. I have control of that. And there's specific reasons to use specific speeds. We call that frequency. And the second aspect of it is called amplitude. And that has to do with how far the platform is moving up and down each time it moves. There's a high and a low setting. On the low setting, it's going to move 2 millimeters every time it moves. On the high setting, it's going to move twice that, 4 millimeters. And we can control the intensity of the challenge that's delivered to the athlete by controlling the frequency and by controlling the amplitude. So that's how we deliver the stimulus here. So what's vibration do, and why do we care about it for jump training? Specifically, you have something in your body called a tonic vibration reflex. This is not something that you have to think about. It's just there, like other reflexes you may be aware of. So here's what happens on a vibration unit. When you're standing on this unit, you have something in your muscles called spindles. Spindles sense when muscles are changing length, and they also sense how quickly the muscles are changing length, and they're constantly reporting that information back to your central nervous system. Every time you're standing on this plate and the platform moves, every time it moves, what's happening to the length of your muscles? They're changing length. So what does that mean? Every time it moves, the spindles in the muscles, and since you're standing, it's pretty much all your muscles, are sending a signal back to the nervous system. The reflexive response to that signal is to tell those muscles to contract. So let's think about this for a second. It's moving 30 to 50 times a second. What does that mean? It means that 30 to 50 times a second, even if you are not moving, the muscles are contracting. So let's think about that. 50 times a minute 50 times a second it's contracting, excuse me, times a minute. 50 times 60 is what? It's a really big number, guys, and that's how many muscular contractions are happening every second. So it really primes the neuromuscular system. If you know anything about jumping, you understand jumping in big part is about recruitment. How much muscle can the athlete get turned on? The more he can get turned on, the more explosive he can become. This is a neuromuscular phenomenon. It's not just strength. He's got to be able to turn it on and recruit as many muscle fibers as quickly as possible. So that's one of the key reasons that we're using power plate training. Next, we're going to show you the specific exercises we do with the athlete and how we use power plate specifically as part of the warm-up and movement prep for the jump training. Okay, I'm here with Mike. Mike's going to act as our fitness model here, as our athlete model here. He is one of our athletes. We're going to show you the specific sequence we use using power plate to prepare the body to maximally turn on the neuromuscular system. Because remember, if we want to jump high, we've got to have that system fully activated or we're not going to recruit all the muscle fibers. So this is going to specifically do that. I'm going to start and have Mike adopt a static squat. Mike, will you get to about halfway down on that squat for me? Let's go a little lower, please. Let's go forward a little bit. Good. Let's stay right there to begin. So Mike's in a static squat now. And Mike, why don't you tell us, what are you feeling right now?
Vibrations going all the way up to my head.
And what do you feel in your quads?
My quads are burning a little bit.
Touch your quad with one of your hands. What do you feel?
A lot of vibration.
A lot of vibration. Actually, that's not vibration. That's what everyone thinks. Remember what I said? Every time that plate moves, what's happening? That reflex arc, tonic vibration reflex. So that muscle's getting turned on. It's contracting how many times a second? Stand up, relax. 50 times a second. So even in that static posture, what's happening? Believe me, he can tell you right now, those muscles are activated. Now we're going to make that even better because he's an athlete. We're going to move that into a full dynamic squat, meaning he's going to move, come up on his toes. So we're going to get the voluntary muscle recruitment because he's moving, right? Layered on top of that, we're going to get the increased activation caused by what? By the vibration being added to it. Okay, let's repeat that whole thing. Do the full squat up and down at your pace. Go ahead. Good. Okay. So you can see that he's going to be doing a squat up to the toes. Why? Because we're going to be pushing off of the toes. So we're recruiting everything in the posterior chain, the whole lower body. By the way, all the stabilizers, believe it or not, they're really turning on, right? This is moving. It's moving like crazy. So his body's having to compensate that. So we're getting about 5 times the efficiency in terms of warm-up. Feel any itching anywhere, Mike? Anywhere in your body? Yeah. Why does he feel that itching? He feels that itching because the circulatory response is through the roof. What's really powerful about this is I can maximally neuromuscularly prepare an athlete without fatiguing them. Let me ask you a question. If someone's tired, how high do they jump? You know the answer. They don't jump high. So fatigued athletes are not going to improve their vertical jump. This is not about fatiguing them. This is about turning on their neuromuscular system so they can activate the most muscle at the right time to achieve the highest explosive jump possible. Now we're going to go to the next exercise. We're going to have him turn around and face out. I'm going to give him, he's going to hold on to these for me. And he's going to do a modified deadlift position for me. He's actually going to reach down and grab about the red. I want you to bend your knees, get into a deadlift posture for me. Good. And all I want you to do is steady pressure up. We're not pulling with the arms. We're just driving as if we were trying to break it. And I'm going to turn it on again. It's tough to see on the camera, but if I ask him, you feel vibrations happening everywhere? You can even feel his forearm and your forearms. That's not, people say, oh, they're vibrating. Guys, they're not vibrating. They're literally contracting, in this case again, 50 times a second. So we're achieving a very good warm-up posterior chain. We're getting ready for that explosive lift up, which is why we choose this exercise. As soon as this one is over, we're going to do one more exercise to make sure he's maximally prepared. Okay, you can let go. Great. Step off. Next exercise is a push-up. And all we're going to do is 10 or 15 moderate speed push-ups. We want to warm up his chest and his shoulders, and this is in specific preparation for biodensity, which is the next component of his jump program. get in a comfortable push-up position. Okay? And at your own pace, smooth, not fast. Go ahead. Go ahead, do the push-ups for me. Good. Now what's hard to capture again is he's got the voluntary contraction happening, right? Because he's doing a push-up, so he's turning his muscles on. But what's also happening is, layered on top of that, is much more increased muscle activation. Because biodensity, what we're doing next, is a maximal contraction. It's literally a 1 RM, as you're going to see in just a moment. So we want to really prepare the athlete, again, without fatiguing him. That's a great job, Mike. You can stand up. Great. Next phase, we're going to be putting on biodensity and showing you how that works.